Hello children. I normally don't do like an intro or anything, but like I just stumbled across these random people right here and they just happen to have a YouTube channel, so can you please introduce yourselves?
Sure. Absolutely. So we are the Wildlife Brothers. I'm Evan. And I'm Harrison. And we run a small wildlife education YouTube channel. We hope you guys will enjoy it. Yeah, so we're out here with Mikey today. We're going to see how many species we can turn up.
Before we move on, please make sure to consider subscribing to the Wildlife Brothers YouTube channel if you want content that has just as many animals, except with more production value and twice as many people. Go subscribe to them. This guy right here is just a peninsula cooter that we nicknamed Ugly Boy, because no offense, kind of ugly. Not ugly though was this absolutely beautiful male least bittern in high breeding plumage. You could tell it's in high breeding plumage because of that red spot in the lower region in between the beak and the eyes. Males have that dark blue back and cap, which would be a dark brownish color in females, but besides that, the rest of the body in both genders is that kind of yellowish tan color with the white below. One of the most elusive birds too in North America, and the smallest heron species that we get here. This was a bird that apparently the Wildlife Brothers see all the time up in Pennsylvania, but very not common species in South Florida, the northern flicker, which is surprisingly a woodpecker species, even though it spends most of its time either perched or on the ground like this individual. It is the second largest woodpecker species in North America, only second to the pileated woodpecker. Flickers overall have a very distinctive pattern though. Not too long after seeing the second largest North American woodpecker, we see the largest, the pileated woodpecker. This individual is a female because it has the black mustache as well as the black on the forehead, but both genders both have that beautiful red crown, that crest, wispy crest that is on the back of the head. Since these guys are so large, their pecking can be very loud. This one's not very loud because it's looking for food, but when they're establishing territory, you can hear them from a long while away. This bright green plant hopper right here is actually all three of our lifers. It doesn't have a common name, but its scientific name is Acanelonia cervillei. Can't really tell too well from this angle, but this specific kind of plant hopper has red eyes, which is cool. Sticks out from the red, and these plant hoppers right here are actually quite a common species to find on palm trees, the palm-flatted plant hopper. I see these guys a lot. This was just a cute moment that I had to capture real quick. An adult loggerhead shrike feeding a young one. While loggerhead shrikes are an extremely common occurrence for me, I see them all the time, it was actually a lifer for both brothers. All three of us were very confused by what this southern Carpenter Bee was doing. It was just flying around randomly and occasionally landing on the ground. This relatively uncommon dragonfly right here, the Prince Basketale, this was my first time seeing it landed, and it was a lifer for both of the brothers. And they're very easily identified not only because of the way that they perch with that abdomen curled upwards, but also because of those black spots on the wing. There's no other dragonfly of this size in Florida that has that wing pattern. This was definitely the best view any of the three of us had ever gotten on this species. This right here is one of 3 Seaside Dragonlets that we saw at this location. It was actually a lifer dragonfly for all 3 of us. It is named the Seaside Dragonlet because they're found near coastal areas or at coastal areas. This was not a coastal area itself, but it was definitely near one. They are a very variable species ranging from all bluish black to black with some yellow and orange speckling, or in some cases with a lot of crowded noticeable orange and yellow speckling. The exciting story behind how I caught this Seaside Dragonlet and also some identification tips can be found on the Wildlife Brothers channel's video, so make sure to go check that out. This is what we were all looking at, a beautiful red-shouldered hawk. Through the leaves you could see that distinctive red shoulder, but also some other identification patterns like the pinkish barring on the belly, the black and white striped wings and tail, and that brownish mottling coloration. He was actually acting pretty peaceful for a hawk and letting us get multiple ankles on it before it finally flew away. This incredible looking Florida cottonmouth is so patternless because it's in very deep shed. That's why the skin is all gray, and you can also see that the eyes are blue. Maybe just a few days after we were done recording this, the snake probably shed and is now probably looking very brown and very beautifully patterned, cleanly patterned. Still incredible to see one even though it wasn't patterned nonetheless. This was my personal favorite find of the day, the slaty skimmer, mostly because, number one, it was another lifer for all three of us, and number two, because I was not expecting to see as many as we did at this one location. I lost track of how many slaties we saw, both males and females. I wouldn't be surprised if it was more than 50 at this one location. The slaty skimmer is in the genus Libellula, and females of that genus, like this individual, can be pretty hard to tell apart from each other. But thankfully this individual is showing all the field marks. You can immediately eliminate, like, Needham skimmer and great blue skimmer, just out of visible patterning. But I'd say the most similar to this lady is the bar-winged skimmer female. But on that species, the white line on the side of the face extends all the way up to the top of the face, not leaving that bluish-black region near the top of the face like slaties do. Unlike the females, male slaty skimmers are very distinctive, and you can see why they call them the slaty skimmer, because of that dark grayish blue color all around the body.